interview for the Vietnam Oral History Project 2025. Today we are joined by Ralph Edward Stallings, who was a E4 in the U.S. Army. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so just for some background information first, where were you born?
Where?
Yeah, where were you born?
We're here out in Toluca. I'm
Okay,
18.
okay. And can you talk about your family for a little bit, about your parents and who they were, and did you have any siblings?
I got a brother and two sisters, and mom and dad just grew up over there in the Ben Oak area, Blackburn area.
What
Just
did they?
grew up as farmers.
Group of farmers. And were any of your family members part of the military?
One, two. I had three uncles who joined the Air Force so they wouldn't get drafted in the 60s. So everybody's trying to go to Navy, Air Force without getting drafted.
Okay.
I was just too slow.
What were your first thoughts about the war, and did they differ from your friends or family?
I never actually thought about it till I got my orders and not basic, but the advanced training, AIT, and I thought, holy moly, what's going on over there? Because, I don't know, a lot of guys are about 3 years older than me, 4, and a lot of them was going, but they were a little older and never really talked about it that much, you know. But God, all them boys are dead now. You know, for Agent Orange crap.
And were you enlisted? Or did you enlisted or were you drafted?
I was drafted. Get on the bus right down there. They come pick you up right down there. I think from a bunch of us from the county got on the bus.
When were you drafted? And
71.
71?
17th January of 71.
And what were your thoughts?
And I mean, I was just having a good time that day.
Yeah.
Right, because got on the bus, went to Charlotte, took the test, see if you pass. You know, what is it? What was them numbers back then? C1, A something. If you qualified, you got a number. If you didn't, you got a number. And all. If you was in school, you got a different.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot all about that. But let me kind of go through the story.
Yeah.
That way it might flow better. Think that'd be better?
However you want
totally
to.
up to you.
Okay.
If you want to just tell the story instead
Okay,
of...
because like I said, we got on the bus,
Yeah.
went down there and just see the doctors and all this stuff. Then they telling us like whatever our number was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still 18. And I passed, and they said, who's it 18, 19, or 20? And they said, you want to go now? Or you want to wait a month? I said, well, you already got me now. So we went on. Went from there on to Jackson that night. Fort Jackson. Down there. And it seemed like wasn't every other one, every 10th one, 12th one, went to the Marine Corps. Even though they were volunteers, but they needed people so bad that ever so many, it's like, I need to move around. I don't want to get, load the uniform. I didn't like their hard training.
Yeah.
Well, we got down to Fort Jackson, and I thought, man, that's pretty good. Big old brick barracks. Didn't get to sleep much that night because we got there late. Had to get up, start getting our shots and everything. Then after 2 days of that, they send you to your company that you're going to start base it.
Yeah.
And it was like an old World War II barracks, wooden barracks. Seemed like the Monday or Tuesday we went in, we got to there late that week. Friday night, I was sitting back in Newton.
Really?
We got off every weekend in basic.
Oh wow.
When we got there, they said, "Boys, we'll see you Monday morning." Well, okay. and everybody said, "My God, you ain't been going on. You already went AWOL?" I said, "No, they told us don't get back to Monday morning." When our hair could not come below our eyebrow. So they just barely trim your hair. But our barracks was by itself. Every evening, we was off every evening. We can go to PX, we can go to movies. You know, and I'm thinking, damn, this ain't what them boys say. They telling the horror stories, you know, about basic and crap. Like I say, every weekend. I think we went downtown Columbia one weekend. We went to Myrtle Beach one weekend, a bunch of us. And after everybody in that company was from North Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. Nobody from up north. About the third or fourth week, we got about 12 or 15 people from New Jersey. It was overcrowded. That made a little fame because I talk different, you know,
Yeah.
and everything. And we all got through it. See, and I'm just like a middle. I wasn't the best soldier. I sure the heck wasn't the worst soldier. I just kind of floated. The only time I ever got caught, I was tired one day, and I forget right face or whatever, and I just turned. You get down and give me some. That's the only time I got caught as an individual. The rest of the time, it's the whole company get down, you know. And after that, we went to our AITs, or your school. I went to radio school. Then after that, and there you go. You know, that's what we did. Learn how to Morse code. But then, like I said, then we got orders in there. And to come find out, just about everybody when I got to the processing, even after I got, was in that same company, at Basic. It's almost like they had us all picked out to go. And that's why we got such a, what do you call it, easy deal in Basic. And I was like, yeah. Then flying, the first time I ever flew, when I went to California, you know, saw the bridge and all that stuff, Oakland. God, it seemed like we sat out there about 4 days before they ever could get a plane. For some reason they couldn't get planes. But more people's coming home and going over too. And what was the big thing back then? No combat MOS is supposedly is going. It's all supposed to be support troops. Yeah. And once the fruit got over, went to Alaska. Then went down. First, since I got off the plane, I went, this ain't no war over here. There's a pool. There's about 20 bars. There's so many daggone bars over there. I can't remember. Everybody had a bar. If you was this F, how you say that word? F group.
Ethnic.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Group, you had your bar. You could also be the same group, but you for different states, you had your own bar. Like that other bar. Like from the South had their bar. Redneck had their bar. Well, I'm a redneck, but I'm from this state, they had their bar. It's like, you know, funny thing like, okay. If I was waiting for something like World War II, like that, scenario instead of like, holy moly. Let's see. Be like everywhere you went, it was always at night. Or when you got there, it was night. So we slept, got up next morning, and we was waiting on orders of what company or what division, because it's like a replacement center. I come here, then we assign you where you're going. And seemed like the first 3 weapons they hand me wouldn't fire. They hand you a weapon, you go outside and fire it at the ground. First 3 I had wouldn't fire. I'm like, what the heck? So they finally found me one. I got my order. I was going to 101st, all the way up towards Wade, way up north, up there. We got up there, and it was a nice place. I thought it's like a city in itself, kind of. Got there, and they finally put me in the company, but what do you call that word? Had to get acclimated to the. So they really didn't do that for 3-4 days. Get you out and walk you and everything. Like, man, this is hot. And then they finally said, okay, you're going in the bunker on radio duty. I didn't last but 2-3 days. Then they sent me up to the field and one of them like that fire base there. In Vietnam, if you got fired upon, you cannot fire a shot till you got permission. So like if you were getting hit, you'd call me back and I'd be back there. I had to go get the commander's signature. I had to call the village and get their signature. You had to get the Air Force signature. It's just going where you at. It's going how many signatures. If you didn't get them all, you couldn't fire a shot back. You know.
Oh wow! How long did that take?
Several minutes, especially if they wasn't at the radio. Especially calling down to the village, that might take a long time. Get their permission. Then that's what happened one night. In Vietnam, it was too easy to fire backwards. You know, because if you want to fire this way, if you weren't careful, you'd be firing this way. Because it's the same thing. You know, somebody got hit. I had to go get the permission. When I got back, something ain't right. Everybody's too quiet. Like, okay, what's going on? I said, them boys can't fire. I can't get permission. Nobody said nothing. I went, okay. I got on there and told them they couldn't fire. And then, okay. Well, by the next morning, they suited me up, chipped me out. So somebody must have given permission to fire. And something must have went wrong. They got me out. They gave me civilian clothes to wear. And all I did, they said, you stay here and somebody come pick you up, take you to work, and they'll feed you. So every morning, this Vietnamese guy come get me. I'd get on a running board of a big tractor trailer. We'd go to the ammo dump. I'd pick up shell cases. Every shell you fired over there, you had to pick up the shell case and ship it back home. So they could pack it.
Uh-huh.
In fact, you think, oh, this war, just shooting. You just had to save them. Weird, So I did that for a good little while, a couple of weeks. Then they came and got me. Said, you going out in the field. That's when they put me in the South Vietnamese Army as an FO to them. That's like, holy crap, I didn't like that. It's the same thing, you had to get your permission to fire. I think they were firing at us one time at the ammo dump trying to hit the airport. We couldn't fire for 3 days, and they were firing at us. Couldn't get permission for 3 days. You know, you just bunker in, and with them, they only got so many bullets. Like if you pulled duty at night, you got three or four bullets. If you ran out of bullets for the month, you was out for the whole month. You only got so much fuel for the month. So when we go back to the rear, we steal we steal as much fuel we could and stuff. And they cooked their own dogs and chickens and everything with them. You know, they had big cans of rice. And they'd feed the dogs the rice. And every so often, you know, they'd kill one and roast him up and eat the rice out of him and stuff. You know. And when they cook chickens and stuff or fish, they leave the heads and everything on them. Like, oh God, that's it. After a while, you know, I said, I'll eat my food ration. And I didn't smoke, so my ration card for liquor stuff, if I went to rear when we wasn't stealing fuel, I'd try to find me a big old mess sergeant and say, hey, you need any more liquor, cigarettes, you can stamp mine. I want a bag of taters, some onions, some how about a steak or a banana back there? That's what we did. Have we got 3 S&P packs a month, and it's enough in there for like a whole platoon, like 30 people, but wasn't 3 of us. And they had cigarettes, cigars, washing powders, and stuff like that. So I'd keep mine, when we break them open, I'd keep mine back, trade it for food. You know, and Mama's son, I'd give her, she'd take the washing powder and stuff to wash our clothes with and everything. Because we didn't cost us hardly nothing to get our clothes washed over there. Because usually the officer's wife that we've with, they could have their wife with them on base. South me's good, the officers. So for them to do something, you know, we'd give them some money to wash our clothes and everything. And then we would chip in, or if they had money, we'd sneak to PX and buy them a washing machine or a refrigerator or something for them, see what they were saying and stuff. But we had, I'll show you some pictures. We had prisoners with us all the time, North Vietnamese, and they would actually load the guns. And I think they would short rounder weapons most of the time. Like, all right, we need a charge 5, they might put a 4 in or something. I was like, why are we doing that? If you kind of know, like why? And didn't really like that too good either. But it was something. Played volleyball with barbed wire. If I didn't learn how to play volleyball, we'd play. Of course, we'd lose a couple a week because we'd had about 5, 6 every time we go. Or if you bounce it over, it'd go hit a landmine. Load volleyball. Or if they didn't have that to do, a lot of times we'd go pick up coconuts on the beach and they'd get there and throw them over the mountains if they could hit a landmine. The thing they'd like to do is everybody put $1 in the pot. And them little M79 guns, they call them the thumper, the thump. Well, they see, if we was out on the ocean, Papa saw them be out there in his boat and they go, thump. You know, it's your shot. You had to lead him a little bit. Thump. Whoever got him got all the pile of money. Or they even do that with the cows. But then here come the army. Have to write a check for them. And stuff.
Where all were you stationed in Vietnam? You said a couple of places. Do you remember all the names of the places?
It's like Firebase Tomahawk, Firebase Roy. which is down below Wade. Our main job was to guard the train when it comes through. There's like 4 trains a day, 2 each way. One's right behind the other. One train with a steam engine with flat cars that hit the mines on the track, and they had a machine gun on it, loaded to of tile, of railroad ties, and rails. Then right behind it, half a mile less, was the other train with fuel, passengers, and all the gasoline's on the end. When they hit, they just uncouple it, boogie on down, come back next day, push tank. I mean, there's tank all up and down the track where they hit it, and they just push them off. And all your beer and cokes are stacked on the flat cars. So if we down there and they hit the train, we still, oh, I didn't say that, did I? We try to take all the cokes and drinks we could before we moved the train out. Because being with them, we wasn't authorized. Like water was real hard to get. Because they didn't want us to really get water from them, because they said, well, they'd get it. Well, yeah, but we can't drink the water out of the rivers.
Yeah.
And then they come and got us all, said, y'all got to go to the hospital for a couple months because y'all got hepatitis. Called this crap. Best time I had in there.
So you said that you guys went to the bars in your free time in the village.
Well, that was when we got there, I seen on the bar. Now, once I got it with them, we might stop. I wouldn't actually say it's a bar. It's like, well, just like a town, you go buy something, somebody might have a table, and whoever I'm with says, I ain't going no farther today. We're going 2 hours. I'd sit there and think about being, and they'd bring you a beer or something, but their beer didn't taste that good. I just wasn't a great big beer drinker. 6-pack of beer lasts me about 4 to 6 months. Okay, so
Did you make a group of friends when you were with the South Vietnamese as well?
very few. Cause even though I had to learn how to talk a little bit, it just now they didn't like blacks. They didn't want blacks. I never could. I was like, okay. When they had to get somebody extra, they tell me they didn't want no black person. I don't know if they just. I don't know. They really never say, So I guess not peeing them off. They just didn't send one.
Sure. Did you ever get to go on leave while you were in Vietnam?
They was cutting that out. By the time I got there, because I guess too many people was actually coming back home. Oh, and then when I say what no combat MOSs, they don't mean they didn't change it when you got there. It's how they got by with it.
Yeah.
There's always sneaky ways.
Oh, sure.
Like, oh, okay.
Do you have any memorable stories or events from your time that you want to share?
Some of the stupid times.
You go right ahead. Whatever you want to tell us.
Like the time we went down to get water, drove back to Buffalo in there. I don't know why. We didn't have but one weapon. And that was in civilian clothes. All of a sudden they started popping. Rufus jumped off the truck. My butt went up the road. I got up there. I started fumbling. And they like, what the hell? Yeah, I said, up on the fire, babe. I need to ride up the road. Later, them boys come back. That's the shit out of me. What day? I said, one down weapon. I was on the. Even though I was, Ruth is getting out of there. Nobody got killed, but they got shot up. Run a water buffalo. Put so many holes in it. They said, we were down there looking for you. I said, I didn't tell you about nothing. I was gone, baby. Crap like that kind of what you remember. watching that train and trying to go out anywhere where the fight or big battle was trying to find bodies, like missing or anything. That was one because I guess they knew that we was coming home and they was trying to find out whatever they could about anything. And it got so bad where you couldn't fire nothing. Finally, they came out and said, "Look, you see that tree? That's the only place you can fire. If they come before you, can't fire that way." It got so bad. Cause I think over half the people got killed by ourselves. Cause they would set up, don't go to the bathroom tonight. Okay. Cause they didn't like somebody they had booby trapped it or whoever they didn't like.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
Do you think maybe some of the strict restrictions on whether all the channels you had to go through before you could fire back was because of all the ceasefires that the American government kept going back and forth on during that time period?
I don't know. I don't know if it just causes some stupid stuff to happen over here. That I don't know. Or I guess communication's the best. It was so sick. If you could be here, and if you in that gentleman, somebody be like that store a little farther away, and you hear something. See, they may be in Marines, and you ain't on the same channel, so somebody had to keep a big board. So if somebody didn't like, I hear movement, start firing. So I guess that's one reason they say you gotta get everybody's initial, because they have to look at big map. The Air Force had to look at their map. Marine Corps had to look at their map. But they're supposed to be in the same room. Now, if it was in the same room, who knows? So.
Did you rotate back to the Army before you were going to ship back home, or did you get your orders that you were shipping back home while you were still at the South Vietnamese?
Boy, when I told us we was coming home, that's the only time I got sick on drinking. I remember throwing up off the back of the truck. And that guy said, "We know who's going to clean them weapons, Stephen." I went, "God, I'm sick. I can't do nothing. Sorry, I'm sick." I missed it. I missed it for a couple of days. And they said, "Nope, you're going to spend your rest of your whatever many months it was in." And some of them said, "Nope." Personally, I think that's the worst thing they did. Should have kept everybody their time to watch them. Because once I came home and then went back to Camel, I caught myself a couple of times getting ready to knock the shit out of somebody. Like when we out at night, playing then. I think, you ain't there. So I think they should have made everybody spend their time to kind of watch them. Because, boom, you going home. 3-4 hours, you on the plane, you get to California, another 5, you home. It's like, holy crap. Even if they kept you, you might have got the 30-day leave, but at least somebody could got you back and watching you. And drugs is a big thing. My sergeant sent a cigar home box a month of heroin. He could buy $5. You know what the plastic 35 millimeter comes in? Like that? That cost you $5 for heroin down in the village. He was get a cigar box, fill it full, ship it home. Now, if it made it or not, I don't know. But
Customs weren't as strong back then, huh?
Yeah. But he what he did, he got it liquefied and put it in apples and oranges and eat it that way so he wouldn't have no tracks.
That's pretty smart, actually.
That's what a lot of them, and I think he said he'd been there 5 years without a break. Now he probably could never function back again. But whatever happened to him, we don't know, because all them guys that been there that long, they just came in one day and it said nothing. I don't know if they're cooking to Japan to try to hire them out. or put them on another island and said, "Here's the guns, here's the drugs. Y'all figure it out." We don't know what they did with them. You know,
How long altogether did you spend in Vietnam?
I came home in March. See, I went got there in July. Came home the following year, all the way up in March. Yeah, I turned 20 years old. I mean, that's got to be 8 or 20. Golly.
What was it crazy to be in like a different country where all the cultural differences really, especially since you spent so much time with the South Vietnamese in the army with them?
Oh, it's yeah, especially like I don't eat chicken with the head on it, and I couldn't eat rice long time or fish, and then we ran out of water. And all they had was liquor, mint had a mint flavor in it. I hated mint a long time after that because you try all so long. So, oh God, I gotta have something, around, be a little bit. Oh God, if we had some liquor, comes in we good about some good crap.
What was it like coming home? What was the public's reaction to you and the gentleman that came home with you?
Well, here it wasn't so bad. I don't know what it been like in a big city. I mean, on the TV wasn't that good, but around here it wasn't that bad. They got Rufus. I can't believe you made it. Here in the South now, like I say, Charlotte might have been, but it's different. Nobody really, but just put me down.
Yeah.
Also,
What did you think when you heard that they were finally pulling out for good?
I was at Fort Campbell when they did that, watching it on TV. I thought, all that shit for nothing. Right. Couldn't do a fire. Then we couldn't, I mean, nothing. We didn't accomplish nothing, ain't it? We didn't even get a gold mine out of it or nothing. It's like, left off. Well, our equipment wasn't worth a crap anyway. It was all worn out. The guns we had, out of 6 of them, 5 of them deadline. They're so wore out, the rounds wobbled in them. So most of all the equipment, that's why they didn't really bring nothing back because it's wore out.
Mm-hmm.
So, my God, it probably blow up on them for
Yeah.
And some of the new stuff, they just push it off in the ocean. I mean, we found a whole comics for brand new weapons. Been there for years. Nobody knew about it. Just in the yards, there's so many comics. Because when we was coming home, they said, boys, whatever you want to do, you open everything, take all the uniforms, anything, because they closed up the PXM thing. Look at that. I said, holy crap, look at the good uniform we got to have. And everything. It was, God almighty. How long have weapons been here? These some old ones, like probably about the time it started, it was pretty old. But we had to leave our dog. We couldn't bring our dog back with us. I kept his dog tags. They said, no, you too much paperwork to try to get your dog back. But he was good. Boy, if you had was walking, if he could hear that wire moving a little bit, he'd like, oh crap. I might go check.
Was it hard to adjust back to civilian life from being in the more routine military life?
Not really, not for me. I just know one that get a job somewhere. Just got it, I guess. But I also, when I got out of the regular army, the day I got out, I also joined the National Guard. And that's probably what helped me.
Mm-hmm. Keep that regimented lifestyle.
Yeah. And I stayed in there, 38 years?
Wow.
See, so that's kind of, now a lot of guys that was in the Guard that was in Vietnam. And I think that's what helped a lot of us kind of,
How did your opinions about the protests and draft dodgers change over time?
I don't know. Yeah, you don't think about it. I mean, like one car. Well, his name is Lackard, but we always say one card. That's I don't know why up north and over there they say one card. No, it's Lackard. After he from Hillebrand, we talked. He said, you don't hold nothing against them. Like now, if they in front of your face, they piss you off. Yeah, you're gonna knock the crap out of them. But otherwise, if that's what how do we did what we had to do. Now, if we did it right, we don't know either. We just either too stupid not to run or leave, right, or something.
So, how has service changed you or your outlook on life?
God, Mosey, if I wouldn't have got drafted, I would have stayed at home and got married and had a bunch of kids right off, which I could have kept to Rufus. That young. I think that helped me some. Plus, it put me on my own. I'm like, Mama, have breakfast in a little bit. Isn't that like, darn, I got to walk the mess off. I think it helped me on that a little bit,
Yeah.
Plus, I had to get my clothes washed.
Yep.
That's best.
Has your opinions about the military or Vietnam War itself changed over time since you got out of service?
I think they got control over Vietnam. I don't think the officers had control over the people, or us guys. I hardly ever remember ever seeing my captain. And I don't think I ever met my first sergeant over there. Sergeant, and it seemed like they pretty well run, so I think that's why drinking and drugs stuff got so bad over there. Where the last couple of wars, I think they kept a handle and control that crap, and then they had to get out of hand and it run a little better. Where they said, I never get to go because they said I was too old a man to go over the other ones. He sure did. They said they had to pay me too much. What's it called that? Longevity pay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they kept a better handle on it. But I remember though when I got in the guard, the guys that in there joined the guard to keep from getting drafted. They could wear wigs. They wore wigs back then. And we got some when I got to get my timetable. 70s, 80s. Was it right middle 80s? Money got hot there for the government there. I mean, that's when they switch. You only had to fire 22s. You couldn't fire your regular because they got sold and you didn't get fuel. And then we had females in the infantry. They got so bad, but they could be medics, clerks, or cooks or something for a while. But then, after about a year and a half of a slump, 2 years slump, I called it, they started getting more people. They got rid of them. They wanted them at the time, then they kind of shit it over. Oh, we got to slide them out here. We can't. Like, come on, guys, you can't beg them. They kind of shit on them and get. But you can stay in, but you got to go over here, and that's 50, 60 miles away. And most of them got it. Like, come on, people.
What do you wish more people knew about veterans?
That's weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't have no grudge. I don't feel like no hero or nothing. Just like, it's a job. Just like going to work. Once you learn where to hide, nobody find you, it's a great job.
Definitely.
Otherwise, I would have stayed in it.
For sure.
I ain't saying you don't like any job. You have some days like, oh my God, I got to go down there and do this.
Sure. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you wanted to share today?
No, I kind of hit on back. I mean, like when you kind of asking the questions, I thought might would flow better, just kind of,
Yeah.
Definitely more
Definitely.
conversationally.
say, well, this is what I remember of getting off, and this is what,
Yeah.
that way. Because otherwise, it's like, well, before I can tell you that, I got to back up one day.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely. And we still hit a lot of really great
Well,
key
see, yeah,
questions.
and then
and
as you go back in
Yeah.
this, then you can take out what you want back.
definitely.
Wow, I can't believe they had to get permission to fire a gun and stuff. So,
Absolutely.
once you kind of get it down, you can.
Well, thank you for joining us today. This concludes the 5th interview for the 2025 Vietnam Vets Oral History Project.